Good morning, everyone. This is Melody Reels here in Winterset, Iowa at the Iowa Quilt Museum. It's Thursday morning, 9:02. I think I was on last week at 9:01. Good morning. If you are new here, I do a Facebook Live every Thursday morning at 9 a.m.-ish. And I feature one or two quilts in our current exhibit. We are celebrating our 10-year anniversary this year, and we're doing lots of great things. And one of those is doing a 10-year anniversary retrospective exhibit. So we have 32 quilt artists and 2 quilt collectors that agreed to donate a quilt, or not donate, sorry, let us showcase one of their quilts from the last 10 years of our exhibit. To clarify, we've had about 40 exhibits in the last 10 years. We reached out to previous exhibitors of those 40 exhibits and asked them if they'd be willing to submit a quilt to help us celebrate our anniversary. So some people submitted a quilt that they had here previously, and I'm going to show you one of those today. And some people submitted a new quilt that hadn't been showcased here, but the artist has been showcased here. But before we get into that real quick, in our anniversary celebration, we're doing a monthly giveaway. And we've done some like surprise packages. You just give us our address and give us your address, pay a shipping price, and we send you a package. We've given away a free poster. We have done drawings, weekly drawings and monthly drawings. Well, this one, we're doing another monthly drawing for the month of August. I have this wonderful bag here that we're going to give away, made by Ann Welker, who used to work for Fons and Porter. She would do, Fons and Porter would have a new pattern of some kind, and there was a bag edition, and she would make bags, and then they would be used to be photographed in the magazines. So Ann Welker is a local gal, and she just recently passed away, and her daughter, who is also a quilter, donated a lot of her bags to us. And this is one of them, and this is one of my favorites, and what I love about this, it has her name in there. So it's an Ann Welker original. And it is, I do love the print, but you can't just have a bag. We got to put stuff in it. So we do have a notebook with gridded paper to help you map out your next project from Quilt Folk. In here, we also have a layered cake, and it has cute little puppy dogs on it, but then there's also fun little flowers and gingham and other little prints in here. Super cute. Little puppy dog layer cake. Also in here, to go with that layered cake, we have a jelly roll with some pretty florals with the same kind of color is the puppy dog ones, so that goes in there with it because they look nice together. We have book darts from Quilt Folk, which is just little darts to mark your pages in your book you're reading, and then we have some fun quilting playing cards. So that's all in this bag, and if you would like to enter into the drawing to win this bag, you can email giftshop@iowaquiltmuseum.org. giftshop@iowaquiltmuseum.org, and just give us your email or a way to contact you or cell phone number, and we will reach out to you if we draw your name. Okay. Another way what else do I want to say before I move on? We have a Share Your Stash sale coming up on November 8th. We had some wonderful donations. We will still continue to take donations, but I think we're going to put a kibosh on books, patterns, and magazines. We have a ton of magazines and books and patterns. And so if you would like to donate something to the Quilt Museum, fabric, notions, thread, yarn, we will be happy to take that. But we are full to the max of books, magazines, and patterns. But you can mail them to us, or you can bring them here to the museum, and we're taking those donations up till October. And November 7th, Saturday, we will have a Share Your Stash sale and sell those. And the money that we raise on that day comes back to the Iowa Quilt Museum and help us stay here and celebrate multiple 10-year anniversaries. What did I want to say about that? There was something else I was going to say about that. Donations, the sale. Yeah. So we have those things. Lastly, before we get to the 2 quilts, I set up a fun thing and then I fall on my face. I didn't do a Name That Artist this week, so today's artist will be kind of a surprise, but I'm going to kind of announce them right now, actually. Some of these people were nice enough to donate items for an online auction. So if you go to our Facebook, you could go to our Facebook, but if you go to our website, iowaqultmuseum.org, on the front page, on our homepage there, talks about an auction, an online auction. And there'll be a link, you click on that and it'll take you to the online auction. And I believe the quilters are listed alphabetically by first name. I believe it's first name. So anyway, the people I'm going to feature today donated items, and I would like to share them with you right now. So the first quilter we're going to talk about is Judy Martin. Judy Martin. Congratulations, Judy Martin. She was just inducted into the Quilters Hall of Fame in July. Congratulations to her. Well, this quilt right here, this quilt I'm going to show you. It's right on I'm looking at it. Anyway, this book, she donated 2 of these, and I believe Judy was nice enough to also sign them. She signed the books. So I have 2 books that you can, that I'm auctioning off, signed by Judy Martin on that auction website. And the next person I'm going to, after we look at Judy's magnificent rainbow starburst, wonderful quilt, I'm going to flip you around and we're going to talk about Steph Skardal, Skardal. I hope I didn't butcher her name. Steph Skardal. She, my goodness, she loaded us up. She donated this pack of fabric for us. This is Connecting Threads, chambray tonals. Did I say that right? Anyway, she donated this, but not just this. She donated this stack of fat quarters as well. So this is a separate bidding item, and then this is another bidding item. And these are Moda fabrics, and they're a lot of neutral tones, and there's a lot of fun plaids in here. This beautiful green, blue. There's some grays down here. I love this one on the bottom here. Anyway, you can bid on those fabrics and Judy Martin's books on, if you just go to our website, iowaqultmuseum.org, on the homepage, there'll be a link. There'll be a little section talking about the auction, and you can go and look at the items that are up for auction. Okay, that's enough business talk. Let's talk about quilts today. One of the things I forgot to do was get the placards, so give me just 1 second. I'm just gonna grab these off the wall, and hopefully they'll just pop right out. Pop out. Stay with me. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right there. This sucker does not want to come out. I need something to poke it with. You probably can't see me. Honest Pete. There we go. Okay. That's Victoria Finley Wolf. We'll talk about her another time. Okay, I'm going to flip you around. Here we go, everybody. Whoa! What a burst of color and wonderful and delight. This is Supernova by Judy Martin from Grinnell, Iowa. She completed this in 2018. This is 94 and a half by 94 and a half. She's a biggin. Cotton fabrics, machine piece, long arm machine quilted. She has such a short little write-up. It says, I wanted to make a Lone Star with 32 blocks 32 blocks, 4 per arm. Wow. That could be arranged and create different looks, much like a log cabin. It just looks like it's coming right at you, doesn't it? I'm going to go stand in front of it so you can just get an idea of how large it is. Ignore my slippies. My shoes got wet in the rainstorm this morning. But here we go. I'll even stand up here. What am I? I'm 5'7" on a good day, 5'6" and a half. She's monstrous. She's huge. She's beautiful, and she's colorful, and she's wonderful. I'm going to zoom in a little bit, And so, but I will take you off the stand after we go over and look at Stephanie's quilt around the corner here. But just, there's so many things I want to talk about when we look at this closer, but just look at all that. Isn't that gorgeous? Okay, I'm going to flip you around to fish scale chain mail. Is this not so fun? I wanted to feature something traditional and something not so traditional. So, you know, Supernova, more traditional quilting that you would think of when you think of a quilt. And here is Stephanie's that's a little more surprising when you think about a quilt. Something you might not think about when you think of a quilt. This is called Fish Scale Chainmail by Steph Skardal from Dublin, Ohio, completed in 2019, 54 by 54. Cotton fabrics, thread and batting, construction techniques, hand-pieced, machine quilted on a domestic machine. My quilt was inspired by the fiber arts of weaving, knitting, and crocheting. Adapting these arts to quilting. Curiosity led me to experimentation to develop the construction used in this piece. I don't know if you heard that thunder, but we have got a nice storm going on right now. You know what I forgot to do too? Goodness gracious, I just hit the ground running and I'm just zoomed right off. I wanted to talk about these artists a little bit. So this is Steph Skardal, Skardal, and she has a website, stephskardalquilts.com. I just went to her bio and I just kind of really copied and pasted what it says here. So let me see. Lately, more often than not, those things have been quilts. And somehow you've come to my website and landed. Okay. I currently live on the outside of Columbus, Ohio with my family of a wicked cool, his words, husband, 3 young daughters, and a rambunctious golden retriever. I work in software engineer and have been in the industry for about 18 years. My interest in technology finds its way into my quilting world. Often outside of quilting, I enjoy rock climbing, running, and outdoors. So it doesn't really kind of talk about so much about how she got into quilting. I mean, just a little bit. But okay, I'm going to take you off the stand and we're going to look at this 3-dimensional quilt a little closer. Don't yell at me. I don't have gloves on today. So, but just so you could see the waves here. And you think, how did she do that? Well, I'm going to flip it over and we're going to take a look. So she has pieced them on the back here. Connected the circles. Can you see that? By doing half yellow and half blue. Deb Cashat that we featured the first time and I read the wrong information on, and it was really about her girls' trip to Palm Springs, that one with the dogs and kitties. Anyway, if you go to her website, you could see how she's been making 3-dimensional things out of quilts as well. And so this is so fun. Isn't that beautiful? And I love her choice of colors here as well. Okay. So again, this is Fish Scale Chainmail by Steph Skardal. Let me get you back on here. There you go. And it says, my quilt was inspired by fiber arts of weaving, knitting, and crocheting. Adapting those arts to quilting, curiosity led me to experimentation to develop the construction used in this piece. So there you go. Very, very fun, out of the box thinking when it comes to quilting. And we're going to turn around and I'm going to show you again one more time, Supernova by Judy Martin. And I'm going to read a little bit. Judy Martin does have a website. Come in a little closer. Judy Martin does have a website. Her website is judymartin.com. I will post these websites on this post when I end the video here. But she says that she is the daughter of sewing hobbyists. Judy stitched her first quilt out of dressmaking scraps in 1969. 10 years later, she began her professional career in quilting as an editor for Quilter's Newsletter and Quiltmaker, where she quickly became one of the principal pattern designers on staff. There, she published countless patterns and articles as well as her first books. In 1987, she left to start her own publishing company, Crossley Griffith, with her husband, Steve. In the following years, Judy worked Judy's work expanded to fabric lines and a series of rotary cutting rulers invented by Judy herself, a natural progression in Judy's creative traditional meets modern approach to quilt making. Since her first release in 1980, Judy has written 28 quilt books and has published approximately 2,000 original designs. Her work has been featured in numerous shows and exhibits, including career-spanning retrospective at the National Quilt Museum in Paducah, Kentucky, and the Iowa Quilt Museum retrospective celebrating 10-year anniversary. Just threw that in. That was me, myself. I did that on my own. Judy Martin has been inducted into the Quilters Hall of Fame in July. Okay, let's take this off and look at the quilting, because it just, quilting, I've said it before, can take away or add to a quilt, and this quilting definitely adds to the quilt, because I love how she does these peaks here of the yellow and the orange and the red to look like flames coming out. Isn't that beautiful? And then she has little bursts coming in here. Isn't that beautiful? And then there's waves here in the cooler tones of the blues and the orange, or the blues and the greens here. And then when you come in here, it's more just about adding to the dimension and to the design of the piecing. And you have a beautiful flower here in the center. And she's just massive. She's so impressive to see in person. And I encourage you, if you are able to come to Winterset, Iowa, and come to the Iowa Quilt Museum and see this in person, you won't be disappointed. Look at her thread here. Is so much, it's got a little shine to it. I don't know that you can tell that. It really adds to the color of the quilts, her piecing as well. And you can kind of see that thread in here. It's got some red, orange, and yellow variegated thread in here, which is lovely. I love the little points here too of the flames just kind of coming out. Let's see the back, because we always, oh my goodness. Isn't she pretty? She's gorgeous. The work and time into creating something so large. There's her little label down there. She's a beauty. She's really impressive to see. Videos like this just are not going to do her justice. There you go. We got something a little more traditional. When you think of a quilt, these aren't blocks that we're building. We're building a massive quilt here. But it's a, give me a second. It's a Lone Star quilt. She's gorgeous. Okay, that's it. I'm done. I was 2 minutes late. I apologize, and I hit the ground running and kind of came at you really fast, and I apologize for that too. I hope you enjoyed this video this morning and seeing Judy Martin and Steph Skardal's quilt as well, fish scale chainmail. And if you're interested in the online items that I show that are on auction, online auction items that I showed you today, or if you're curious about who else donated, like Kay Fassett, who also donated some items, Hollis Shadowling also donated some items. Who else can I tell you donated? Just go take a look. I think there's 23 different things that you can take a look at and put a bid in for if you're interested. And our drawing. Go to, just again, email gift shop at iowaquiltmuseum.org to get signed up for the August giveaway. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining. Have a wonderful, safe weekend this weekend. We here in Winterset are enjoying a lovely thunderstorm this morning. It is downpouring, but I think that it'll be a good weekend for everybody. Oh, the Iowa State Fair opened this week too. Opens today. Oh, it's such a rainy day for the start of the Iowa State Fair. For you visiting the Iowa State Fair, have a wonderful time and enjoy a corn dog for me. They are my favorite. All right. Have a good weekend. Thanks everybody for watching.